welcome. And we doing financial mathematics today. And so there are a few things that we need to know about financial maths. And so I wrote an acronym on the top left. So just under financial maths, I'm gonna move my T from there. Wait, let's just say okay, move my T. All right, so the acronym spells pain, right? As in somebody is in pain. So if you'd like to remember the four important things when it comes to financial maths, just remember pain. Not that maths is painful, maths is beautiful. Okay, so the P stands for the principal amount. This is the amount at the beginning or the original amount, the amount that was invested or borrowed at the beginning of the period. Okay, this is the principal or the original amount. And then secondly, we've got A, which represents the future value. So this is the future amount that you get after the period of investment or after the period of borrowing money. So that is basically what you would have to pay after spending years having borrowed the money. And then N, okay, the next one that we have is I, interest rate per annum. So the interest rate per annum. So you'll see when we do examples that we get different interests. We get 7%, we get 8%, we get 10%, depending on the question, right? And so what you have to do there is before you can substitute the I into any of the formulas, you always have to divide it by 100. Okay, so if you had 7%, you'd have to divide 7 by 100 and you would insert 0.07 into your formula when you substitute. Okay, then let's look at the last one, that is N, which is time in years or just the number of years. And so that's basically what pain means. Okay, so now let us have a look at simple interest. Simple interest and hire purchase use the very same formula. This is the simple interest formula. Okay, so if you get a question that talks about hire purchase, just think simple interest. Okay, and the formula for simple interest is A equals P, open bracket, 1 plus I times N, close the bracket. That dot between the I and the N, that means multiplication. All right, so that's I times N. Okay, and then you close the bracket. And then underneath that, we've got compound interest. And compound interest and inflation are the very same, use the very same formula for that. Okay, so let's look at the formula. It's A equals P, open bracket, 1 plus I to the power of N. Do you see that arrow that points up? That means raise N. So make it a power, make N an exponent to that equation or that formula. All right, so if you ask something to do with inflation, you would use the exact same formula. Okay, it's not rocket science. So let's have a look at our first example. So example number 1, it says calculate the final amount if 350 is invested at 10% per annum simple interest. All right, so let me get my calculator ready, get yours ready as well. I'm going to explain to you how to do that. So the first thing that you want to do is write pain down, always. Why am I not getting a pen? All right, so let me change that to a pen. So always write pain. Pain. Okay, there's my pain, right? So we're going to find out what we have and find out what we need. Okay, so it says calculate the final amount. So we would know, if we know our definitions, if we know what represents what, we would know that the final amount is A. But this is what we do. So they say 350 is invested. Okay, so we're gonna write the 350 there. Final amount we don't have, so I'm gonna write 10%. Remember I said always divide by 100. Okay, and then n is our number of years. Did you not get a number of years? I missed that. I need to include that. So let's say for 3 years. Apologies for that. Okay. So our number of years is 3. So the reason we need to have number of years here is because we can't have two unknowns. If we have two unknowns, that means we're not going to be able to get an answer. That's basically what it means. So 10 divided by 100, you definitely want to do that on a calculator all the time, because you don't want to have 0.01 when you're supposed to have 0.1. You get that? Because there's a huge difference between 0.1 and 0.01. All right. So now we know stuff here. We know a lot. We know that we need to use the simple interest formula. So we're going to write down the simple interest formula equals P open bracket 1 plus I times N close the bracket. So now we're going to substitute. We've got 350 open bracket 1 plus that's 0.1 times 3 close the bracket. Now you're going to put that onto your calculator. So you're going to have 350 open bracket 1 plus 0.1 multiply that by 3, close the bracket, and that gives us a total of 455 rands. Okay, that was straightforward, was right? So now we're gonna look at the second one. Hopefully we've got everything now. So let's write pain again. Pain. Principal amount, invest, that is 1,500. Okay, and then the final amount, we don't have that, so we're gonna have a question mark there. Let me just clarify that. Okay, so take that as a question mark, or let me just do this. Okay, and then I, which is the interest rate, is 7%. And we said take 7 divided by 100. So now we have 0.07. Make sure, like, do not waste marks. You need to make sure, divide that by 100. You'll see it will give you 0.07. Okay, always make sure, please, because if you don't, you're gonna miss that mark, and we don't want you to miss that mark. At least now we have 3 years, right? We have 3 years. Okay, and then our formula is a compound interest. A is equal to P open bracket 1 plus I to the power of n. So basically that's what to the power looks like. So you would see that let me just do this quickly. Okay, you would see that the difference between the two is that with the one, the n is inside the bracket, and with the other one, the n is outside. But it's not just outside, it's a power of, it's raised to the exponent. Okay, so what we say there is it's to the power of. Okay, let's just see that. Okay, that's working. So now we've got a equals p open bracket 1 plus I to the power of n. Let's substitute what we have. We've got 1005, right? 1005, 1 plus 0.07, close the bracket, to the power of 3. You want to use your calculator properly here, because if you don't, you're going to get the wrong answer. So listen to the steps. You put the 1500 open bracket, and then you've got 1 plus 0.07, close the bracket, and then you're going to get an exponent, a button with an x. So you're looking for a button, look on the screen, a button with an x and a block there. That's the button that you're looking for. You press that, and then this block here is going to flick, right? This block here, it's going to flick. And then as it flicks, please put in the what is this? The 3. Insert the 3, and then you're going to get your total amount, which is 1,837.56. Okay, that'll be the rounded off answer. Okay, let's move on. And then the next one, we've got, what is the value of the investment after 5 years? Okay, maybe I might just what is this, leave this to you. Should I? Maybe I should just do it. So if they're asking the value after 5 years, remember nothing has changed but the years, the number of years. So you go back to A equals P 1 plus, now it's 0.05. I'm not doing the calculation because I know that's what it's going to be, to the power of 5. Okay, so now we have, oh, why do I have 5 here? It's still 7%, sorry. Okay, so now we've got same calculation. The only difference is that is the number of years, right? Let's see what it would be after 5 years. Oh man, this should have been 1500. Okay, and then into your calculator, 1500 open bracket 1 plus 0.07, close the bracket, to the power of 5. That gives us 2103.83. Okay, so that's the value of the investment after 5 years. So now they're asking how much interest did he earn in 7 years. So now we're gonna have to calculate again. Let's do it here on the side. We'll have an arrow. Okay, so A equals the amount at the beginning multiplied by 1, 0.07. Remember, the interest rate has been staying the same all along, right? The only thing that's been changing is the number of years. Okay, so we're gonna change the number of years now. We get a total of 2. Remember the R, because it's rands. R 2408.67. Okay, now it says how much interest did he earn. So we now want to find what the interest is. So we're going to take the amount after the 7 years, 08.67, subtract from subtract the amount that he invested at the beginning. Okay, that's how you get interest. You take the amount at the end and you subtract with the amount in the beginning. Because if we want to know how much we've made, that's basically what we're going to do. Take the amount at the end, subtract what we put in. And so we get the difference. So 2408.67 subtract 1500. Let me do this. My calculator wants to fail me. So equal to subtract 1500. So that should give us an interest of 908.67. Yeah, that is the interest. That's the last and final answer. Okay. So maybe we should give you an exercise. Yeah, maybe we should give you an exercise. Let us say, give you one that has to do with simple interest, and give you one that has to do with compound interest, and give you one that has to do with VAT. Okay, so let's first do this. I think I should just do this in a separate video, because that will give you time to play around with this, to have a look at what happened where, rewind, and yeah, just figure it out. Okay, so glad you watched the video. Catch you in the next video. Thank you.